Welcome back to another episode of the Scouting Report. This is Neil, and today I've got ASL Starter Kit expansion number 2 finally arrived, and I am one of the last to get it because my last name begins with a U. And I think Multiman Publishing ships based on your last name and not your order number. I could be wrong, but whenever I order from MMP, I seem to get their items really late, but it is here. And I'm going to do an unboxing, not an unboxing. It's going to be an unpackaging because there is no box. And one thing to note about the new expansion kit number 2 is it's not like your previous starter kit module or expansion kit, which was self-contained. Up to this point, they've all been self-contained. You buy starter kit number 4, and you had all of the counters, scenarios, and maps to play the whole thing independently of any of the other modules, 1, 2, 3, or the expansion kit number 1. This one's a little different. They did it to cut down on cost of just this expansion kit or expansion pack. So this one is not self-contained. So if you look at the back, it says right here, ASL Starter Kit Expansion Pack number 2 is not a complete game. Ownership of ASL Starter Kits 1, 2, 3, and 4 is required for play. So if you want to play or take advantage of everything within SK Expansion number 2, you need to own essentially the entire system except for Elst and Expansion Pack number 1. So keep that in mind if you are going to buy this. Now, you might be able to play a couple of the scenarios, might be self-contained. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at this at all yet, but you'll need everything to play this. So let's cut it open and see what's in here. It's not a whole lot. Most people probably know what's in here. Lots of pictures have been posted, but I try to do a video of everything I get. So got the cover. Naturally, let me get this out of the way. There's your packing kit, and it's upside down. So let me flip this over. So you've got, it looks like 2 sets of basically rules that are added just for this expansion pack number 2. So they've added trucks, some rules, pretty basic rules for trucks. Up until now, we've had armor and armored cars. So I think this is the first appearance of trucks. They've introduced the Chinese, their death squads, Berserk, which is a very interesting mechanic of ASL, can create lots of chaos when you get a Berserk unit. In full ASL, it's a result of heat of battle. And there are other things that can come out of heat of battle, like surrendering, heroes, battle hardening, a Berserk. So it looks like they've only introduced Berserk, the subset of heat of battle, into the starter kit. And then a runway overlay. So you don't have a whole lot of rules addition to this action pack compared to the starter kit system as it exists today. And then you've got looks like some more vehicle notes for some British ordnance, Japanese vehicles, and Japanese ordnance. And then you've got the Chinese squads and half squads, the reductions. And then you've got Chinese vehicle notes and Dutch vehicle notes. You have a few Dutch vehicles from Dutch Indochina. And you've got 2 copies of this. That's interesting that, am I supposed to have 2 copies? Oh, I got a bonus. It says 1 ASL starter kit rule supplement. I got 2. Look at that. It's going on eBay, $100 easily. Yeah, error. I got 2. That's cool. Then we've got our quick reference data cards. Probably a whole lot unchanged. Maybe they've added So we've got American, British, Chinese. They've added the Chinese, obviously, and Japanese. Maybe some of these are obviously the Chinese are special just to this expansion kit. Maybe some of these Japanese are new to the expansion kit or existing. I'm not sure, but pretty typical stuff. Quick reference data card. Here's your overlay, your runway overlay. See if that shows up. And then you've got map number or map I. Lots of hindrances, lots of orchard, lots of wheat. I kind of like the board. I'm not after playing Decision at Elst, having a lot of hindrances kind of gives me the cold sweats, but I like this board in general. It's kind of cool looking. Let's pull up, I think there's another board. Yeah, let's do the other board. And then we have board K, which is an urban board, obviously, mostly orchard and very large buildings. Now, these are large buildings. They should, I imagine they're going to eventually add multi-level buildings to starter kit at some point, because that's a lot of in full ASL, these would be multi-level buildings. I see no staircases, so these are all single level in starter kit. And then we have our counters. Chinese, not a huge amount of Chinese. A little bit of Dutch, Allied Minor counters, some more Japanese, just a smattering of British, which is interesting. So if you need, I guess the British, there aren't a whole lot of British in starter kit. There's a lot of them in Decision at Else. I can't remember if there was a sprinkling of them in any of the other um, starter kit modules, but you have a sprinkling of them here. Obviously, you have a lot of US and Marines in PTO. And then you have a few vehicles here, couple Chinese, Japanese, Dutch, Allied Minor, and some Berserk counters. 8 movement factor, morale of 10. Watch out for the Berserk guys. Counters look good. Good printing. Good die cut. Always makes me, oh, except for that. That one got crunched in the corner. It's okay. I have lots of Chinese counters. And then we've got, how many scenarios do we have? 8 scenarios. I'm going to have to blur these out. Let me line these up better so I can blur them out. Iron Fist is Japanese Chinese. They Always Return, Japanese Chinese. Obviously early war stuff. That's 1937, 1937. American or Filipino uh, units versus Japanese, 1941. Luzon, Philippines. Dutch trucks, Japanese versus Dutch. No Japanese within 100 miles. Australian, Japanese. Oh, that's what the those Commonwealth counters are for. So it says there's 5. So you need 5 counters and 1 crew. I guess they include just a token 3. Man, with just a little bit more, you can almost play this without needing another module with British counters. But they just give you not much, just a little. They give you a lot of concealment, though. Commonwealth or British Australian concealment. If they would have just basically got rid of some of the concealment and included practically this whole order bout, you could have played this probably without another expansion or starter kit module. Politics, logistics, and pride, Chinese versus Japanese. Here's your overlay, runway 1. I didn't notice if it was used on another one. Maybe only used on one scenario. Spring and summer, Australian Japanese, and Not a Man Afraid, British versus Japanese. Uh, Jessamy, India. This other one was in Java. So yeah, a lot of Indochina scenarios and early war scenarios, Chinese, Japanese scenarios. So that's it. Fairly small starter kit, expansion kit. Looks like some fun scenarios. Again, keep in mind to play any of these, and without me going through each scenario in detail and look at what the order of battle is, you need the entire starter kit line to play some or all of these scenarios. So keep that in mind if you're going to buy this. If you're one who completes your collection, whether it's starter kit or full ASL, you're probably going to get this anyway, and you have everything, so it shouldn't be a problem. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was informative. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, leave them in the comment section below. Until then, I'll see you next time, and Rollo.